Hello, and welcome to the Brownie Club show with me, your host, Jessie, your token brown friend. Now, today, we're going to talk about the Brownie Club. And there is one rule to the Brownie Club. You can't tell anyone about us. No, that's the Fight Club. This is the Brownie Club. And today, we're going to celebrate all things brown. That beige brown. That funny tinge brown. That I don't know where she comes from brown. Featuring some more brown performers. Slightly ambiguous performers. Kinda look like me from the back performers. Ooh, she's very exotic brown. She don't really belong here brown. Right, I think we're in need of a song. Where my ladies at? Let's go, Noel. All right.
Where you at?
Let's go.
Where you at?
Brownie Club.
Pump it up. Pump it up.
That's right.
What's that?
Yo, tell me where you're from. You look exotic. Like you got a little something in you.
Wait.
Really? That's kind of funny. No, it's just that you don't look Indian.
Woo! Do you want to get married?
No.
Sure, but your parents want you to get married, right?
Till you get married, can you only date Asian guys? Are you a Sikh or a Muslim? A Hindu, a Haki? A Sikh or a Muslim? A Hindu like Gandhi? A Sikh or a Muslim? A Hindu, a Haki? When you're all at home, do you speak Indian? With all your brothers and your sisters, speak Indian. When you're gossiping in public, speak Indian. Yeah. Woo. When I was in school, my teacher asked us to draw a picture of our surname. Andrade. Andrade. What does that mean in your culture? And she looked at me, and she looked at everybody else. And I could see She was gesturing my skin tone. So, I thought about the only other brown girl I knew, my neighbour, a Sri Lankan Tamil, and she always used to wear a sari, so I just drew her. When my teacher came round to check our progress, she looked at me and smiled and gave me a little pat on the back. So, I guess I was right.
When we were kids, to give us an idea of our Greek heritage, my mum told us we were descendants of Alexander the Great. My brother, being slightly older, then went and shared the good news with everybody. My mum's friend picked us up from school a few days later, and Sister Marie called her to one side and said, "Isn't it wonderful? Mrs. Ho-Chi, she's a Greek princess."
When people meet me and find out my name is Lucia, they always ask if I have Italian, Spanish, or Latin American roots. Truth is, my parents gave me a Chinese name, Tong Jiying. But when I was born, my mother was afraid maybe there is a God and got me baptized. So it was Father Joseph Orlando who chose the name Lucia for me. My parents didn't speak English, so they thought it would do just fine.
I was 6 years old in the playground with my best friend in the world, Sasha. One day, we were playing a game of pick, or tag, or whatever you call it. It was my turn to be the catcher. Now, Sasha was super fast and great at long distance, so I knew I had a challenge on my hands. So I gave chase. And to my elation, I managed to catch her. Come on! Yes! Reveling in the glory of that moment. I looked expectantly over to Sasha, thinking she'd eventually laugh and congratulate me, because that's what we do. But instead, she slumped down angrily against the wall, and looking down at her hand, she announced, Well, at least I'm not a packy. I was speechless. Well, my mum's Greek, I screamed inwardly. My dad's also a mixture of Trinidadian, Chinese and French, but saying that aloud would have just alienated me even further. So I chose to disassociate myself from the truth. I guess to make myself seem more likeable. Didn't work.
Oh, I'll work with the packing. What do you say to your friend's dad in their house when he says that? Excuse me? What? Yeah, top guy, very dedicated. But you just called him a packet. What do I do? Let it slide? So what part are you from then? Well, my parents come from Goa. It's very mixed in culture, as it was colonised by the Portuguese.
Oh, so you speak Portuguese then?
No, we just speak English. But I thought you was Indian. How come you don't speak Indian then? Because there's like 22 major Indian languages. There's no such thing as Indian. Well, my parents moved here almost 40 years ago, so they only speak English to us. Oh, they don't even speak it during the house then? No. But when they were in Goa, they used to speak Konkani. Cockney? No. Konkani? So what religion are you? Sikh or you Muslim? We're Catholic. How comes? Have you converted? No. Goa was colonised.
Yellow. Yellow. Yellow.
Sun.
Yellow.
Daffodils. Yellow. Lemon. Canaries.
What I don't think of when I think of the color yellow is my skin. Yellow.
Submarine.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Honestly, I don't often think about describing my skin color. Don't really think about it much at all. But if I had to describe it, looking at it now, I'd say it's brown, khaki maybe, with some pinky undertones.
Yellow pineapple. Yellow curry. She don't smell like curry.
But that's a lot to write down on a form. So, they call me Yellow. Who's they, you might ask?
I mean, she's not fresh off the boat or nothing.
They are the same people who say black is black and white is white. Some of you might recognize them as Stacy.
My name's Karen.
But I digress. Yellow doesn't describe me any more than black, white, blue, or green describe you or anybody else. But I do understand how it defines us.
Yellow popcorn. Yellow.
Bananas.
Why? Because I'm yellow on the outside and white on the inside.
One of the reasons I like hanging out with her is that she's so exotic.
Yellow fever refers to men who have a preference.
Oh, I just love going over to her house. They're always cooking for like a family of a million.
When I was younger and trying really hard to fit in, I remember telling my mother, I won't eat your rice. I'm not going to speak your Chinese. My family must have hated me.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
Words will never hurt me.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks back onto you. Am I shit Chinese?
Am I shit Greek? Trinidadian, Chinese, and a bit of French. My mum started teaching us to read when we were 5 because it was thought it would disadvantage us in English.
I can't speak any of the Indian languages. Hindi, Punjabi, Gujarati, Konkani, or any of the 720 dialects. But I can still do an Indian accent.
I do speak Cantonese well enough to even write my mom a letter.
You're British until you're not. You're English until they discover St. George was a Turk. You're British until they burn your home. You're Indian when they want to learn yoga. You're their friend when they fancy a curry. They conquer your land and declare it's theirs. They rewrite your history and wash your blood-stained country in your tears. You speak a language until it's not your language. It doesn't exist. It's scratches on a page. It's a sound unheard. You're British until you're not.
My grandma, she used to spend hours in the kitchen every night cooking us dinner. When she called us to the table, my brother and I would immediately gobble it down. And she'd just sit and watch us. I remember telling her, "Mama, eat the food while it's hot." But she said she enjoyed watching us eat more than she enjoyed eating herself. I don't think my grandma ever wore shorts. It was just trousers or skirts for women at that time. And she lived in the tropics. My grandma was left on her own in China to bring up 5 children, unschooled, illiterate. While my grandfather first went to Hong Kong in hopes of seeking a better future. My family moved to Canada when I was 4 because they were afraid of Hong Kong's return to Chinese rule. So they took us to a place they had never been, where they hardly knew a soul, but they didn't speak the language, in hopes of creating a brighter future.
Some people used to call my grandmother Obi woman, which means a type of witch. Born to a Carib mother and a French slave overseer father, her home was often refuge to abused wives and their children. She lived a minimal life, giving everything she had away, aside from the workman's tools in her handbag, much to the exasperation of her children who worked so hard to help support her. She would always assert that the Lord will provide. But when she was provided for, she'd pass it on to the many open hands around her. thought she was an easy mark. Just perhaps a bit mad, and so they took advantage. But I know she knew exactly what she was doing, and she knew that that was the path that she was meant to take in this lifetime, to help people. It's because of her strength and struggle that I'm able to be here today and speak my truth. Lorna Joseph, my grandmother, the original phenomenal woman.
This is an ode to my grandma. They used to say she was crazy, but maybe she just couldn't express herself. Born in a time when she couldn't talk about her feelings, constantly shunned. But I feel her pain, runs thick through my veins. I feel privileged enough to feel her pain in a time where we can talk about it. It's healthy and encouraged. My grandmas, Ida and Flavia. There was a time where they all wanted a Portuguese passport, a way out. I guess not much has changed. I don't know how much freedom I have to travel freely. I wish I spent more time with her when she was sewing. She could have made these leotards. She used to make them when I did gymnastics. I'll never hear their words again, but I can definitely feel their presence. I created the Brownie Club with brown people because that's what I understood. I understood us to be different.
I was young, and I understood, just as I do now.
This is a homage to that little brown girl who didn't think she fitted in.
You weren't supposed to. There is no box. There is no normal.
You are unique.
You are strong.
You are fearless. You are everything that has gone before and more. I created the Brownie Club with brown people. Let that skin shine. But your beauty runs deep, deeper than your thick skin.
It's in your veins.
It's your whole being.
It is everything you have lived through.
It is everything you will overcome.
It is everything you will overcome.
It is everything you will overcome.